Hey YouTubers, it's been a couple weeks. Um, I'm on a new laptop that I bought for work because, like the other 90% of the population, those of us that aren't warehouse rats, um, I have to work remotely for at least the time being. I'm giving a lot of thought to a lot of different parts of my life, and there are a lot of energies and a lot of spiritual vibes that I can kind of feel in my realm, some of which I really have never felt, and those parts that I have felt, it's been a very long time. Um, the topic that I want to kind of touch on tonight is how much can you really trust somebody? I mean, you can trust a family member for certain things until your interest and theirs converge, or if they have kids, and then obviously the kid's interest usually does take top priority, as it should. A kid's priority should always come first, but it shouldn't necessarily come to the exclusion of everything. And there's a balancing act involved there, you know? There's a way that you can go about it. And I don't know. I've been very down and out. And I'm going to tell you guys why. Instead of being as cryptic as I usually am, um, in some ways I'm really complicated and I'm very complex. In other ways, I'm just Joe Average, off the street. And I went through an unexpected breakup. Okay. And I'm going to give you guys a little piece of Matt Tim history. From 2015 to late 2017, um, I was working in Florida at Legal Aid. I was going for my doctorate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And sometime in August 2015, I met a girl that we're going to call Amy. And she became my centerpiece for existence in Florida. I always told myself that at the end of the day, when Florida was over, I'd come home, buy a little house in South Jersey, and me and Amy would start a family. We'd have a couple kids. I wanted to name my son Cornelius. You know, go figure that one. And that was the start and the end of things. You know, and we were happy as could be. Then things happen. Um, her sister kind of ruled the roost, and there were a lot of not skeletons, but there were a lot of things that kind of lingered in the background, and I didn't really know about what was going on until it was too late. And so I come home from Florida after 3 years in a relationship with Amy, and we last another year and a half. We had a townhouse in Burlington County on the border with Camden County, very populous area, very generic, very pedestrian type area, meaning just generic, just commercial space. And I didn't really like that feel. So me and Amy break up January 2019, and the hole that I fell inside in my stomach felt like somebody had carved out my center like I was a freaking Halloween pumpkin. And it was not a good experience, especially not after 3.5 years. And I told myself, the next time around, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to find a girl who's worth it, and I'm going to give it my all. No matter what happens, no matter what situation transpires, I'm going to still love that girl. I'm going to be there for her. Any horrible disease, like Lewy bodies or anything like that, I'm going to still be there for that person, and I'm going to love them. So 2019 kind of floats by, and I'm working as a teacher at that time. And life is on the upswing. I'm making good friends. I'm working a job that I'm not used to. I wasn't used to teaching. 9 through 12 kids, but I enjoyed it. It was a good gig for me for a while. I start getting back on the dating scene in the late fall of 2019, early winter. And I met a girl named Steph, and could take it or leave it. She really, but then the first or second week of December rolls around, and there's a girl by the name of Angie. His leads us to our current course, or lack thereof. So things moved at a lightning speed, and I really just liked her. I enjoyed being around her. I felt like it was the yin to my yang, right? Like I had my better half, and we had very different backgrounds, and she was very much a, um, I guess you could say, a free spirit and a rocker and a stoner. I like to use that word. I loved her for her, and I really just enjoyed the hell out of her. So I move in January. She had a little boy whose name I'm not. It's minor, so I'm not gonna say. It. But even him, met him. We'd clash, but at the end of the day, she knew and he knew. I would walk through the fires in Dante's 13th layer of hell for either one of them. And I think that's the important thing. So late January, living together somewhere in the Middlesex Monmouth County border. And life is good. This is pre-COVID. We're going to plays. We're having Nerf wars. We're playing with gliders in the backyard. It's everything that I ever dreamed of. You know, it's like a prepackaged family. And I took them as my own. So March, April passes by, or April comes, and COVID is in full effect. And we have an oh shit moment where somebody has to homeschool the kid. All right, I'm qualified. I can do it. But you really can't parent with one hand behind your back. But we're not going to go there. So April comes and goes, and um, May and June comes, and the school year's over. Well, I kind of sensed it coming. I kind of sensed that the roost was ruled, so to speak. And July 23rd, the day of all days, I wind up moving out, but then 2 days later we reconciled, and I was just happy to have her in my life. I loved the crap out of that girl. Just for her. Believe me, most of you would say, "Oh, well, she's not exactly a sight for sore eyes," and blah blah blah. Yeah, well, to each their own. But that was it. That was it. I was a happy freaking dude. So we reconciled, took 4 or 5 vacations. The first one was to see my sister Anna, and, you know, DC at that time with COVID and everything, we went to Old Town Alexandria, though, and dinner was pretty good. It was a pretty chill place. Even though I have a lot of stomach issues, right? They're getting better now that I'm going to Retro almost every day, minus the last 2 days, I haven't been sleeping well. But we, went to Old Town Alexandria, and my stomach was a little backed up, but it has a very cool, like, Mardi Gras, New Orleans type feel. Old Town Alexandria. Hey, Haley. I'm live. You want to say hello to my audience, Hale? No? This is my half sister. But the trip to DC was good. It was good. Not great. What came the next week was great. We went to Wildwood in Cape May County, and I'm very conversant on that part of the state. It's my stomping ground. And I've this one night we went out to dinner at this restaurant called the Bellevue, and I could really loosen up with Angie, and I did that. And me, as I've been in a long time, and it was a beautiful, beautiful trip. So that's August, first half of August. Second half of August, things started to change. Late August, August 20 something. And in the blink of an eye, partner. And the woman that I was prepared to work like a freaking dog for the rest of my life. And it happens to all of us. But August 28th was a turning point. After that, we spoke a little bit more. But... So 22nd of August comes. And I get an email. And you ever hear the saying that it's not what you say, but it's how you say it? Well, let's put it like this, folks. If I'm the doctor and you're the patient's family in the waiting room, does you that your loved one um, is going to have 6 weeks to live in a nice cheery voice, or if I tell you in a very lugubrious tone? No, the information's still the same. I mean, sometimes I guess the way that you can say it can deter, or not deter, that's the wrong word, diminish or ineffectuate the sting, but the sting's still there. And she basically told me, in no uncertain terms, that Ivy League educated, that my Ivy League educated, 140 IQ ass could go take a hike. And that she was going to trade me in for a Mexican American 40-year-old day laborer. Oh, golly gee. Such beautiful news to my ears. Could use a little bit of little something here to kind of pull. But you know what? I've never shown you guys this. No, I'm not gonna. Oh well. He's doing a fine job carrying in the groceries on his own. I'll supervise. But yeah, how do you really know when to trust somebody? How do you prevent yourself from getting hurt the way that I am right now? Not even hurt. It's just like it's Hale. That's my sister trying to throw a blanket on me. Hale, I'm gonna embarrass you on. No, but I'm 33 years old, folks. Okay, I have a stable career. I have a stable earning. Well, we'll see how everything irons out in the next couple weeks. But I have a stable career, stable earning. I have good connections and great people in my corner. My best friend Pierce, I've been shitty to him. Yeah, I've treated him like shit. But the whole thing is he says things in a way where he's right, but he's thumbing the eye, you know? He's like trying to that's just the way that Pierce is. I love him to death, but sometimes okay. And the one topic that he does not like to talk about is Angie. I have never seen him lay as many insults and diatribes into a person as he does Angie. She doesn't appreciate you for your full value, Matthew. You are a golden goose with rust on it. Does she realize that you were like a law professor? And I mean, you can go out, forget about her, go find another Walmart woman. Pierce, come on. Pierce, I'm not exactly the governor over here. I'm just Matt Tim, your friend, your big brother. Um, but it's beyond that. Okay, I don't judge people based upon where they went to school or where or how they see the world. I judge people based upon how they make me feel and how they treat other people. And in this case, for a long time, even though there were arguments and turbulence, there was a lot of love and a lot of um, special times, a lot of times that I felt like we would look back at a Christmas 20 years from now and we'd say, wow, that was us in DC. You remember how, do you remember what happened in Wildwood when my stomach got backed up? Inside joke, inside secret. Um, but yeah, I'm not going to have those times now. So that sucks. I'm going to have to restart again at 33 years old, find another person that there's a good chance I'm not going to like as much as Ange. But the thing is with people like Amy and Ange is they were very, very different people. Okay. Amy was the type of person where, okay, in order to make this comparison, I have to be very precise. Okay. Have a habit, like they are, of saying things that everybody in the room is thinking, but nobody wants to say. Okay. Or at least things that everybody in the room should be thinking, but nobody wants to say. And Amy understood it. It took her a while, but she understood what the way I saw the world, the things that made me happy, the things that made me sad, but the way that things were, and what we had to do to reach that point where we could really thrive in the world. Amy understood it. She was of the persuasion, Matt, Tim, I get where you're coming from. You're right, but just don't force feed it to me 10 times a day. Whereas Angie was to the point of view, well, is that really true? Or, dude, come on. Come on. Is that real? And I don't know. But even that didn't bother me. You found the person for you when you can watch The Sopranos and you can communicate with body language. And that's it. What do you people think? My audience of one tonight. It's a Saturday night. It's 8 o'clock or going on 8 o'clock. And I'm alone tonight. And I haven't really slept well for the last 2 or 3 nights. But I'm gonna get back on the horse. The horse doesn't stomp on me first. Well, folks, it's been 20 minutes going in. Deuces.